Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from Heart. I hope you guys had a good week. We're going to do, we're not doing weekly readings this week. We're going to do bi-weekly readings. So we're going to do 2 weeks. We're going to do the 1st to the 15th of April 2019 and what I see coming in. So for your readings, just like the weekly readings, it's just for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so over the next sort of 14 days. What the messages are for you guys. We are using as your kind of what you need to focus on for the next 2 weeks. We're going to use, it's a new deck, it actually just arrived today, the Dreaming Way Tarot by Rumei Choi. Saw this actually on, God, I don't know what her name is, she's brilliant. She's a reviewer of her cards. She does like Lenormand and Kipper and reviews, and there's a deck that I really want to get so badly, but they don't do it on Amazon, so I'm going to try and find out where I can get it. But this one I saw her advertising yesterday, not advertising, reviewing yesterday, the Dream Way Tarot, and I just thought, well no, actually I saw it on another channel, a channel that does readings on Meghan and the royal family and stuff. I can't remember what her name is, but she was using this deck. It's absolutely stunning. So we're going to use that, just using one card out of that to see what it is that you need to focus on for the next 2 weeks. We're then, as usual, going to do our 9 card reading, past, present, future, and kind of amalgamate everything together. On the situation, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot by Poppy Palin, my absolute favourite, as you guys know. And we are using also for any further advice, of course, we need a deck for further advice. I forgot all about that. 5 cards we need for further advice. So we're going to use the Wheel of the Year Tarot for that, for 5 additional cards for any further advice that we need. Final advice, tea leaf, fortune cards, 3 cards out of that. And we're using for your spiritual advice either the Answer is Simple cards by Sonia Choquette, I think it is, or Carl Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. 1 out of the 2, okay? There's a lot of cards there that we use, but you'll see how we use them, okay? Really like, got so many decks. There's a deck called, I think it's the Dark Mansion Tarot. Oh, stunning. I've got to get my hands, oh my goodness, it's really nice, really nice deck. I saw that yesterday as well when I was watching a few card reviews. Really nice. Anyway, let's make a start and have a look at, let's get some, I always do this on Scorpio reading, start kind of taking the cards out. I probably should do it well before the reading starts, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, let's just get these cards out in readiness so that we're ready to start using them. And as usual, I start off the reading and then I hone down on the cards, okay, afterwards, to show you the actual layout. So we'll just put those to the side there, and we'll sort out the tea leaf cards afterwards as well. All right, let's have a look at the Dreaming Way Tarot and see what it is that Scorpio needs to be focusing on for the next 2 weeks, 1st to the 15th of April 2019. Universe Spirit, in 1 card, what is it that Scorpio needs to focus their attentions on over the next 2 weeks, the beginning of April, April 1st to April 15th, 2019. In 1 card, what is it that Scorpio needs to be focusing their attentions on? Show me. And usually I read this in terms of the energy you need to be kind of following. What is it? It is the 4 of Wands. Nice. Excellent. It's nice, isn't it? I love the illustrations. That's why I got these cards. They're not bad. They're only £22 GBP. Nice. I think in dollars maybe $28, something like that. But really nice cards. The 4 of Wands is what you need to be focusing on. Now the 4 of Wands is all about the home. Some of you guys need to focus on your home. You need to focus on your families. You need to focus on your relationships, which is what the 4 of Wands is. But also the 4s represent stability and security and building that. So some of you guys need to really focus on building that security and that stability going forward over the next 2 weeks, all right? 4 of Wands is also about successful ventures and starting to build successful ventures. Remember, it's a number 4, so number 4s are really kind of early stage cards, you know? You've got usually the Ace to the 3, which is really the early stage, and then you've got the 4 to the 6, which is the mid stage, and then you've got, you know, the 7 to the 10, which is the latter stages, okay? Things are getting kind of nearing completion when you get those stages in the cards. So this is kind of like the midsection area here. So you need to focus on, I think that some of you guys have already built something, being that this is a number 4. And I feel that you need to carry on building it with the 4 of Wands. I really feel that whatever foundation that you've laid, right through from the Ace to the 3, because remember, this is the Wands. So you started off with the idea with the Ace of Wands. You then took that idea and you started formulating a plan with the Two of Wands. You then with the Three of Wands put that plan into action, and now with the Four of Wands you need to start really building on that, okay, Scorpio? So that's how the tarot works. It's like a story, and when you look at the numbers, actually I've just ordered a book as well last night, which is called, oh God, I can't remember. It's called something like The Secret Tarot or The Uncovered Tarot. It's talking about different types of spreads and how we do numerology and all the rest of it. I can't wait to get it. It should be coming about 6 o'clock, after 6 tonight. I can't wait. I'm going to get really stuck into that. Very good. So, you know, you can see the stages that this goes through. So you guys have already laid a foundation in something, and you really need to focus on building that, all right? But also, as I've said, Four of Wands is family, it's union, it's love, it's romance, it's relationships, it's happiness and joy. So some of you guys, you need to really be focusing on happiness and joy over the next 2 weeks, okay? Especially with the people that you love, especially with the friends that you have around you, especially within the environment. Some of you guys need to focus on getting out a little bit more, because the Four of Wands is not just a card about family and friendships and union and marriage and you know, childbirth and christenings and celebrations as well. Let's think about it. Celebration is something that needs to be focused on as well over the next 2 weeks. Some of you guys really need to be getting out there just a little bit more, just going out and celebrating and having a good time. I don't mean like, you know, if there's nothing on, fair enough, but what I'm saying is go cinema. Four of Wands is a social card. It's where you're socialising. Go to the cinema. You know, get out, stretch your legs, have fun, you know, have a laugh with your friends and your family, you know. If some of you guys have become more hermity kind of thing, get out of that. You know, it's springtime. Go out and enjoy yourself. It's the spring. We're no longer in the winter time. The weather's starting to warm up. So I think in the UK it's going to be a bit cold next week, but nevertheless that shouldn't stop you. Go out and enjoy yourself. That's the Four of Wands as well. It's all about celebration and enjoying oneself. So focus on doing those things as well. If you have become kind of a little bit of a hermit, make sure that you're kind of dusting off that jacket, those jeans, those trousers, you know, those shoes, and go on and enjoy life with the Four of Wands as well. Go on an adventure. The Four of Wands for me is also the card about relaxation. It's the holiday retreat as well. So some of you guys need to focus on kind of, you know, getting a massage, relaxing a little bit more, unwinding with the Four of Wands a little bit more. You know, having a nice drink and just unwinding in the evening. You've probably got very busy lives, some of you Scorpio. So it's all about unwinding over the next few weeks as well. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to, I'm going to put these cards back in. We're going to get the other cards out, and we're going to have a look at the past of the situation, what their thinking process should be for Scorpio going into the next 2 weeks, and then what the advice is going forward. So, and then we'll turn the cards over. So we said the focus needs to be on number one with the Four of Wands. It's, you know, finishing the work, or it's continuing the work that you've already started. Remember, some of you guys have had a new passion, a new idea with the Eight of Wands. You've started planning it with the Two. You put those plans into action with the Three, and now you need to start chipping away and building that with the Four. Also, we spoke about that the focus needs to be on, you know, relaxation with friends, with family, socialising a little bit more, getting out there, going to the cinema, going out for meals, Four of Wands energy, spending time with your loved ones. Focus on new ventures as well, completion, or the Four of Wands is success as well. It's good news as well when you get the Four of Wands energy. All right, but there's more to be done, which is why it's saying focus on building what you've already built, because there's a lot more that you need to do, okay, with that Four of Wands. Now, in the past of this situation, also, we said that the focus needs to be on family and friendships. Now, in the past, what we've got is the Eight of Cups. Some of you guys focused in the past on turning your back on something that was no longer serving you, because the Eight of Cups on this particular deck is the dirty dishes. All right, this person, there's just too much. There's too much mess, there's too much chaos. And I feel that with the Eight of Cups showing here, this person's kind of like, you know what, I don't feel that I can deal with this. It's almost like this isn't their mess, because I don't think that whoever's on this card, Scorpio, is naturally a messy individual. So whatever the mess is, it's probably being created by somebody else or something else. But I feel that in the past, you guys are very much focused on walking away, turning your back on what no longer serves you, turning your back on chaos, turning your back on something that no longer gives you emotional satisfaction. But also the Eight of Cups is really just about finding a better path, a clearer path. Because this Eight of Cups for me, it almost, and all the dishes, it almost represents for me kind of chaos, emotional chaos, going on here. So this is all about trying to find clarity and find that better path. So I feel that you guys have been trying to kind of break through some form of emotional chaos, emotional confusion within your life, Scorpio, and you've said, actually, I need to take a break. Some of you guys are focused on taking a break from something in the past with that Eight of Cups energy, pursuing a new path. Some of you guys probably taking a break from a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries individual. Or this is you guys, walking away from something that no longer serves you. You're removing yourself from emotional chaos. You're following a new path. That new path might involve a person, Queen of Wands, or the new path with the Queen of Wands energy might involve you kind of putting yourself out there. Some of you guys might have been following a new creative path with the Queen of Wands energy where you're far more in control. Some of you guys are following a path where you're looking for more recognition with the Queen of Wands energy, and you're looking for, far more kind of people taking notice of you with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands likes to be in charge and she likes people to take notice of her. But I feel that some of you guys have walked away either from a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or you've decided to follow a new path. That new path might involve acting, creativity with the Queen of Wands energy showing here. It might involve a new job. It could involve a new person with the Queen of Wands energy, or just a new path that puts you far more in control. With this Queen of Wands energy showing here, Scorpio. And the Star. The Queen of Wands and the Star is somebody who's looking for fame. So some of you guys have looked to walk away from that as well, because the Eight of Cups is looking outside of these two energies here. You can see here we've got a Queen of Wands and a Star. Those two cards together, this person likes recognition. Alright, so some of you guys, you're either walking away from this. Some of you guys have really been kind of in demand. You've been in the spotlight. You can see on both cards, they're very similar. Can you see that? They're very, very similar. The Queen of Wands and the Star. Both cards recognise people reaching out to them. And some of you guys have been turning your back on that. So some of you guys have been really in demand from others. With the Queen of Wands and the Star energy showing here, some of you guys are turning your back on this. It's been too much. For some of you guys, it's been too much. You've been in very demanding roles where people have been, whether it's in work, whether it's family, whether it's friendship, people have been demanding a lot of Scorpio, and some of you guys have had enough and you're saying, I need to retreat. So in the past, I feel that some of you guys have been looking to retreat from this energy. And then having said that, the Eight of Cups is all about, I tend to find that when the Eight of Cups is facing into a card, for example, I mean, this Eight of Cups, it's never going to face into any of these things. It's definitely, if you look at the Eight of Cups, sometimes you can, the Eight of Cups will show somebody's face facing head on and they're walking towards something. Sometimes that's how the illustration is. And sometimes in the Eight of Cups is somebody, her back is dead. It doesn't matter where you place that card with the other ones, her back's always going to be turned. So I do actually feel that with the Eight of Cups energy, we can read it two ways, really. We can either say that some of you guys are really turning your back on kind of fame, stardom, being in the limelight, perhaps, for some of you Scorpios. Some of you guys are following a new path. You might be following a new path, a new spiritual path, where you don't need to be the star, or you don't need to be in demand. Or some of you guys have very demanding lives, and now you're seeking retreat from this with the Eight of Cups. Or some of you guys are following a new path. It might involve putting yourself in the limelight, potentially. Showing here, okay, the focus concerning, this energy going into the 2 weeks, 1st to the 15th of April, Scorpio. Where is your focus going to be concerning this for Scorpio? Where is Scorpio's focus going to be? Because it looks to me like they've turned their back on the limelight. They've been highly in demand to me. Queen of Wands and the Star. Might be that you turned your back on a narcissist as well. Looks like a narcissist to me, Queen of Wands and the Star. The Star is always in demand, and the Queen of Wands commands it. She commands attention. Look at this. The Star is getting all the attention and she's commanding it. Can you see she's got a stick there? She's commanding. Remember, it's like an orchestra. So you might have turned your back on somebody who was very demanding of you. Might be that somebody who was demanding turned your back on somebody who was demanding with the Star energy, attention with the Queen of Wands. All right, who was demanding, with the Queen of Wands, attention with the Star. So some of you guys have to, I definitely feel that this is turning your back, because the back is turned. I do deal with tarot interaction as well. I don't just deal with kind of, the meanings of the cards. You know that I'm a tarot interactionist. That back is turned outside of these two. So this is somebody turning their back, and that's you. Eight of Cups is water sign. So for me, this is definitely you guys turning your back. Could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or you're turning your back on being in demand, being kind of having to always be in demand, always people asking for stuff from you, always having to be in charge, take charge and be in demand. Or you turn your back on someone, this Queen of Wands energy here, this person who commanded demand, possibly from, who demanded, attention, possibly from Scorpio. All right, I definitely see you turning your back on a situation or someone here. And I think that if it's on a person, you guys had enough. It's almost like it got too much, all right? Now, your thought process is going into the first 2 weeks of April concerning this Scorpio. For some of you guys will be on the Seven of Coins. I definitely feel if you're turning your back on an individual here, they're coming back and they're kind of saying, you know, can we bargain on this? Because if you look at the Seven of Coins, there's money being held out to this person, and this person here is considering, so there's a transaction showing here. So I definitely feel that you're considering some form of a transaction between the person maybe that you've turned your back on. If that's not the case, I think that you guys are probably considering a new job. For example, with the Seven of Coins energy, if this is a job and you've turned your back, you need to retreat from a really kind of very, very busy job for Scorpio. I feel that you're probably, with that Seven of Coins, the thought process is, well, actually, I want to take a step back and review. Possibly it could be a new job or doing something new here. The Queen of Cups energy, this is digging deep. This is you guys, Queen of Cups energy. All right, so this could be some of you guys. If this isn't you, this is someone else. Maybe you're considering a job, or you're considering, you know, doing some form of a transaction with a water sign female, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, or male. Or if this is you, you're with the Seven of Coins, you're really kind of considering maybe a new job, but you need to dig deep with the Queen of Cups energy. You might also be discussing this with others, because Queen of Cups on this card is kind of opening up and discussing the situation with others. Okay, so you might be discussing, saying, should I go for something new here? Because it just feels to me that you've been in a really demanding role for some of you guys, and you are considering, you're kind of saying, should I go for something new? And it looks to me with the Queen of Cups, some of you guys are thinking, maybe I should discuss with someone, maybe, you know, discuss, should I go for something new here? Because my previous role has been so demanding. But I think that with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, this is something that is, you know, is not completed. This is something that's ongoing. Okay, Ten of Cups is reversed. So Ten of Cups reversed tends mean fulfillment and completion. In the reverse, this is a lack of fulfillment, or this is, you know, something, a plan that's not being fulfilled. So this is a lack of completion. This is something that's going around in circles. So I feel that some of you guys are considering, if it's a job that's been overly demanding and you're deciding to leave that, Scorpio, I do feel the thought process going into the next 2 weeks, April 1st to 15th, is going to be where you're considering your options with the Seven of Coins energy. You're considering if you should kind of perhaps look at a new job, for example, and I feel that you'll be thinking to discuss this with a family member with the Queen of Cups energy showing here. But I feel that, you know, there's a lack of fulfillment showing up here with this Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups reverse says to me there's a lack of, you don't feel content, you don't feel right about something here with this Ten of Cups in a reverse. Nothing really gets done, or nothing really gets settled here. The advice going forward, Scorpio, on this situation from the universe is death. So this is all about your own personal transformation. All right, so I feel that the universe is saying, because death is the major card for Scorpio, this is all about change, and this is all about your own personal change. The advice is that you need to change. There's a transformation, a personal transformation coming in here, and I feel in a way it's unavoidable. I feel the transformation is unavoidable because death is unavoidable, and this is Scorpio's card. So I feel that there's a transformation here that's unavoidable, even though with the Ten of Cups in the reverse you don't feel quite right with it. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel it's the right thing to do in a way. I feel that the universe is saying that this is something that's going to happen. It's inevitable for Scorpio, okay? You're being called to do something else here, judgment. You're being called to leave behind what no longer serves you. You have death and rebirth. So the universe is saying that through leaving something behind, Scorpio, through your own personal transformation, through you personally shutting the door on this thing, it's going to bring you to a whole new world with the judgment energy. This is death and rebirth. It's a necessary evil that has to occur, because I feel that some of you guys really aren't getting on with something here, and that's why you need to be focusing on your own happiness here with the Four of Wands, and also a foundation that's been laid. You need to really kind of focus on continuing to build that, because there's something here that you're not happy with. So death and rebirth is the, you know, is the advice. You know, your personal transformation is going to bring a rebirth to you with the Judgment energy. It's going to allow you to follow a calling here. You're being called with the Judgment energy to leave behind something that no longer serves you, something that's not good for you in the long run. You've got the Four of Swords. It's all about retreating. So you're being called with the Judgment energy to retreat, to take some time out. Probably for some of you guys with the Four of Swords energy, just to take a break on whatever this thing is. Okay, very, very interesting reading. We're going to quickly get the camera down, Scorpio, and we're going to hone down on the cards, and we're going to discuss it, and then we're going to get the other energies for the next 2 weeks. Bear with me. So, hi, Scorpio. This is the layout of your cards. And, you know, as you can see, the top card is the focus for the next 2 weeks. And this is on your own personal happiness as well with the Four of Wands energy. But I feel that if you have, you know, it's the idea that we start with the Ace of Wands, then we plan, we put the plans out there, we start devising the plans with the 2, we start launching those plans with the 3, and then we start continuing to build on it because there's more work to be done with the 4, okay? So this is all about finishing what you've started, really. As I'm probably going to call the video something like that, or something about, you know, heeding to the call. Because I feel that with the Four of Wands, this is the next 2 weeks, it's really important for Scorpio to focus on what brings them personal happiness. It's to focus on, with the Four of Wands, creating stability and security for oneself. And it's also, the focus needs to be on finishing what you've started. You started with the idea and you need to continue building on that. So in the past, we've got the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Star. So certainly for some of you, and you can see no matter where you put that Eight of Cups, it's always going to have its back turned. It's never going to be looking into any of the cards. So this is definitely turning your back. You're not looking at this, you're turning away from it. So in the past, some of you guys have been looking to turn away. For some of you guys, you've been in a very demanding role. You might have been very popular. You might have been recognised by others with the Queen of Wands and the Star. The Queen of Wands is often recognised for her beauty. She's recognised, you know, as an actress. She's recognised as a director. She's recognised for being in charge. She's a leader. She's a born leader, and she's in demand. So some of you guys, it might be that you're turning your back. In the past, you've kind of, and also the Eight of Cups could be, well, my heart isn't in it. So for some of you guys, it might be that in the past, you've really felt a very much an emotional disconnection with the Eight of Cups energy, from kind of, you know, being a leader, being in a leadership position and having everybody demand, you know, your time and your attention for the work that you do, whether that's in the home or whether that's literally in the office, whatever it is. You've literally been in demand. And for some of you guys, this might be a very kind of overly demanding lover. You might be, your heart isn't in it anymore. You've been looking to a new path away from maybe somebody who's very demanding with the Queen of Wands energy, who demands attention all the time, a narcissist potentially. Some of you guys have thought to yourself, look, I need to just take time out from this narcissist or from this really overly demanding role, whether that's a role as a mom or a dad or a, you know, or a lover or a, you know, a worker, whatever it is. Thinking going into the next 2 weeks, the 1st to the 15th, that you'll be considering, because you've got, if this is anything to do with a job, you've got these 7 of coins, and you can see here that somebody is looking to do some form of a bargain. There's a bargain here. Somebody's bargaining with you. You're this person here, and you're considering some form of a transaction. For some of you guys, it might be a new job with the 7 of coins energy, because you've had enough of, you might have had enough of a previous role, too demanding, and you're saying, you know what, I'm considering taking something that's been offered to me here. Might be that you need to discuss this with the Queen of Cups energy, because it might be with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. This is something that you don't feel is right to do at the moment. It doesn't sit well with your spirit. I feel that if this is someone who your heart isn't into anymore, and they are still trying to, because I see the 7 of coins as somebody who's still trying to bargain with you, even if you're not interested in this person here, because they're overly demanding, Scorpio, it might be for some of you guys, the thought process going into the next 2 weeks is, you know, should I reconsider them? Should I think about kind of just going back with them? Because, you know, the offer is still on the table with this person. This person doesn't want me to walk away. But again, I feel that your spirit with the Queen of Cups energy, because this is also about spirit, and this is you, your spirit with the Queen of Cups energy does not feel complete concerning doing this either. All right, so I feel that either way, whatever this is, whatever it is that you guys, I know your heart is not connected to, you're not emotionally connected to, whatever it is that you feel very distant from emotionally, these energies, whether you're in an overly demanding role, whatever that might be, whether this is a narcissist or a relationship, somebody that's just a bit too much, I certainly feel that there's a consideration to do something new job, or a consideration to still be with that individual. But for you guys, if it's love, again, your spirit really, it doesn't feel good about this. 10 of Cups reverse, it's not complete. Your spirit doesn't feel right. If it's a job, again, there's a need to discuss this with someone, Scorpio, but because with the 10 of Cups in the reverse, this doesn't feel right. Again, you don't feel easy. It doesn't make you feel fulfilled. It doesn't feel complete. It doesn't feel right. Going forward, the advice from the universe is death. This is an inevitable time of personal transformation. Okay, the reason that all of this is happening, Scorpio, is because you are going through a metamorphosis, and it was always inevitable. So this is part of the plan. This is part of your destiny with the death energy, because death is your card. So the universe is saying, the advice is this is a time of personal transformation for Scorpio, and you are being called with the judgment energy now to leave what no longer serves you behind. Okay, because in the long run, if you look where she's going, she's leaving behind the bottle and the drugs and the this and the that. Because inevitably, in the long run, it's not going to serve a purpose for her. It's no good for her. Okay, and it's time to kind of retreat, sit back and think and kind of heal in a way with the Four of Swords energy. It's time to kind of sit back and contemplate where you're going from here. So I feel that the universe is really saying, you know, this is withdrawal. So I feel the advice is, whatever this energy is that you guys are, because I do feel that there is a kind of an emotional battle going on. There's an inward battle going on as to whether there's something you're definitely not into here, but there is an emotional battle whether you should kind of go for something new if it's a job, but you don't feel good with it. If it's a relationship, should I go back with this person? But again, these two cards are suggesting that Scorpio doesn't feel good about it. You don't feel that completeness, that emotional completeness concerning a decision being made with the Seven of Coins, because the Seven of Coins is a decision card. So you don't feel very good. And the universe is saying, look, this thing here doesn't make you feel good. So it's inevitable that this thing here, whatever's happening here, it's really setting you on a new course of action here. There's death and rebirth happening. It's an inevitable cycle. You've got two majors here, and they are inevitable cycle cards. Death and judgment represent the ending of phases and going into new phases. Judgment is all about an ending. So this is death and this is rebirth. So this is death and resurrection. And death in itself is the resurrection on this card, because what Scorpio is doing is it's going through a personal transformation where you are metamorphosing. I think that's how you pronounce it, where you're changing, where you're transforming into something else. This is your own personal card here. And from that energy here, it's going to require you not only to heed the calling is that you don't feel a connection to this energy here anymore. So the universe is saying, what you're really trying to do, Scorpio, in a way, in these energies here, is you're trying to kind of ignore how you truly feel. And you're trying to make excuses for not leaving something behind. But the universe is saying it's time to leave this behind. It's time, because you have a calling. You have something that you have to heed the call. The judgment energy is all about heeding that call. So this personal transformation is all about judgment energy. It's trying to get you to focus on this calling. It's trying to get you to focus on what your life path truly is. And the only way that you can do that is really by kind of retreating a little bit here with the Four of Swords energy. Maybe taking a break or taking some time out if you can. Okay, so the focus for the next 2 weeks really needs to be on your own personal happiness and also finishing what you've started. All right, so that's your first reading, Scorpio. What we're going to do now, Scorps, is we are going to get, let's just put the Dreaming Way Tarot back in, and we're going to get 5 other cards just to have a look at any other energies coming in for the next 2 weeks. Okay, let's have a quick look. We'll get these cards back here as well. Okay, so Wheel of the Year Tarot in 5 cards. What are the other energies coming in for Scorpio between the 1st and the 15th of April 2019? What are the other energies coming in for Scorpio? What are the other energies in 5 cards you can see coming in for Scorpio in the next 2 weeks? Show me. Let's have a look. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So we've got our 5 cards down. Well, we've got the 3 of Cups, I think that is. Yeah, 3 of Cups. So there could be some celebrations coming in for some of you guys. There could be an agreement as well. 3 of Cups is celebration. This could be family celebrations. This could be with the 3 of Cups, possibly something like a christening or or a marriage thing coming in. Some of you guys might be attending an engagement party or a wedding or that type of thing in the next 2 weeks. But there's a celebratory energy showing up with the Three of Cups energy. What's the next card showing here? But you've got the Four of Wands in the reverse. Some of you guys are leaving a property, for example. You might be celebrating leaving a property. Four of Wands is in the reverse. So Four of Wands in the reverse is when you're leaving a property or something is coming to a close. I often see Four of Wands in the upright where there is a great deal of joy and happiness. But the Four of Wands in the reverse usually represents to me maybe leaving of a property, the ending of a phase with the Four of Wands in the reverse. So I feel there could be some celebration happening here. You're leaving a property, or it's interesting because you had the Four of Wands in the other reading, but that was upright, and now the Four of Wands is in the reverse. So I see this is possibly leaving a property or leaving a job. Could be some celebration happening over leaving a job or leaving a property, perhaps with the Four of Wands in the reverse showing there. What's the next card showing up here? But the Four of Cups shows here as well. I feel that there is still a sense of dissatisfaction. If you look at this Four of Cups, and you've got two fours in the reading, fours mean to start building security. You're starting to build something with a four. So this is all about you guys building something. And again, it kind of refers to it. But for me, with this Four of Cups looking towards this card, it changes the tone. Though I'm seeing an agreement here happening with the Three of Cups, I don't necessarily think that this is celebration now. I feel that this is kind of an agreement. Could be an agreement with family or agreement with friends with the Three of Cups energy here. But this is, you're not happy, perhaps with the Four of Wands, because the Four of Cups says that you've got, this is a lack of contentment. It's almost like you're not contented to do this, or you're not contented maybe to leave a property, for example, or to leave a job. Even though you've got an agreement here, I'm seeing an agreement coming up for Scorpio, but I don't feel that you're satisfied or you're happy to leave something here with the Four of Wands in the reverse. Okay, you're not. It might also be that there's an agreement here, but you might be with the Four of Cups energy showing here with the window be closing itself off. The girl is closing herself off to the Four of Wands reverse. You might have an agreement here, but you might kind of want to protect yourself from leaving yourself quite vulnerable, because the Four of Wands in the reverse also means instability and insecurity as well, in terms of your assets and your property and that type of thing. So this is kind of like feeling exposed with the Four of Wands in the reverse. And it might be that you are a little bit concerned, worried about leaving yourself exposed or leaving yourself quite vulnerable, I think, with this Four of Wands in the reverse. So I actually feel that what's going on here is that you do have some, for some of you guys, an agreement coming in, but you might be, a little bit worried, nervous, scared with the Four of Wands and Four of Cups energy. You might want to kind of be able to protect yourself. Remember, she's not outside in the rain, she's inside. So she's shutting out the Four Cups and the Four of Wands in the reverse. So this woman is trying to protect herself from kind of being vulnerable. Even though you've got an agreement, I do feel that you guys kind of go to what is, I feel, is Scorpio default setting of kind of trying to keep change at bay by kind of trying to protect yourself from being vulnerable with the Four of Wands energy showing here. Because the Four of Wands is all about, when it's in the upright, it's all about being secure. Okay, so the fours are about security and stability. So this is all about being secure and stable. In the reverse, you're kind of not open to that. This is a change in that status. So it might be that you're a little bit worried about a change of status here as well, because the Four of Wands in the reverse for me is the change of status card as well. Agreement, but worried about this change of status as well. What's the other card showing up here? You've got a Knight of Cups coming your way showing here. So the Knight of Cups could be the offer card. An offer, this could also be following your heart's desires. But some of you guys are very close to this offer as well. You're kind of blocking this offer out too, showing up here. Ace of Coins, offer of a new job potentially for some of you guys, but some of you guys are kind of a little bit worried about that. I'm seeing in the central card is the Four of Cups, but you can see, and often remember I read via the pictures on the cards, what I'm seeing here is a woman who's got a window shut, and she's got her window shut to the Four of Wands in the reverse. This is leaving something that some of you guys, it might be leaving friendships as well. So within the next few weeks, it could be several things. So we do have kind of an agreement happening here, but some of you guys are very kind of want to protect yourself from being, vulnerable, from leaving somewhere, maybe from leaving, you're not happy with the idea of leaving Four of Wands reverse friendships that you've made, especially as there's an offer of a new job coming in. It might be, there's an agreement here, new job, offer, Knight of Cups, new job, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, but some of you guys are not happy with the Four of Cups energy showing here, and her protecting herself to kind of, with this Four of Wands energy in the reverse, to come out of a comfort zone. So the Four of Wands, remember, is fours represent to be secure and stable and cushioned, if you like. They're protective energies. But this in the reverse is turning everything on its head. It means that you're exposed. Some of you guys are not happy to expose yourself because you've been so, and she's not happy to do that. She wants to keep things the same. Some of you guys are not happy to kind of change status as well with the Four of Wands in the reverse. So I do feel that some changes are coming in here, it's saying, with the cards. All right, there's definitely, I feel, for some of you guys, an offer coming in, new job. Offer, Knight of Cups, new job showing up here. But not happy in this change of status, not happy to leave a job that you're already in maybe, not happy to leave where you are, a property perhaps, or something that you've already built up, not happy to leave that. You might be fearing that this isn't going to be successful. Four of Wands in the reverse is a lack of success. Even though there's an agreement with the Three of Cups energy, you're a little bit nervous to kind of let this offer in of a new job or a new enterprise in, because you're afraid of this not being successful as well, coming in with these cards. Very interesting cards. We're going to quickly, Scorpio, and by the way, I don't put reversals in those cards. I never put reversals in, but they're showing up, which is really interesting to me. We're going to have a quick look at your tea leaf now, just in 3 cards, and see what's coming up there for advice for the next 2 weeks. So we just quickly get these into the bag for Scorpio as well. Let's have a look. Okay, right. Okay, so Universe Spirit, we'll put these aside like so, put these over here. Universe Spirit, can you just tell me 3 cards for the next 2 weeks, April 1st to April 15th? What are the energies that you have for Scorpio over the next 2 weeks, April 1st to 15th, in 3 cards? Show me. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 and 3. Let's have a look for you. Right, so you've got Egg. Success is assured with good plans and hard work. All right, so there's really no need to be afraid of change, Scorpio, because with good success, it's saying, is assured with good plans and hard work. What's the next one? Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. So there's a new partnership on the horizon for some of you guys, and success will be assured if you can, with good planning and hard work. What's the other card? Yep, handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. So it keeps talking about these kind of meetings, and we're getting that through the cards, that there are new alliances and new partnerships in the offering. You just got to open yourself up to it and not be afraid that you're going to expose yourself or that it's not going to be successful, because that's negative thinking. So we've got, in the next 2 weeks, a meeting with a stranger could be important for Scorpio. There could be a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. That could have been the Three of Cups. Maybe you're attending a wedding for some of you guys, or this is like a business partnership. But if it's a partnership, the Four of Wands in the reverse is it's not successful. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're closing yourself off with the Four of Cups energy to a partnership that's not successful, or you want to protect yourself from a partnership not being successful as well with those cards. But success should be assured with good plans and hard work as well for Scorpio, okay? Really nice cards. And finally, we're just going to turn to The Answer is Simple by Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette, and just have a look at what your spiritual advice is for the next 2 weeks. Okay, Universe Spirit, what is the spiritual advice you have for Scorpio over the next 2 weeks between the 17th of April, the 1st of April to the 15th of April? What's the spiritual advice in one card? It says to stop. That's what it's coming up with, stop. I'm going to have a quick look on tell me what that is. 34. Okay, let's have a look. 34 is stop. The ego is running wild with confusion, causing unnecessary stress and leading you in the wrong direction. Presently, you're at risk of overreacting to things and are making poor decisions. You may feel threatened, defensive or angry, or feel the need to try too hard to please others. No matter how this run away, fear is manifesting. It's time to stop. In spite of appearances, you are causing your greatest troubles and no one else. Whether it's projecting, reacting, defending or overcompensating, nothing your ego is doing at the moment is serving your highest good. Although it wants to be in control, it's time to turn it's time to turn command over to higher forces and quit forcing your personal agenda. Take a deep breath and come back to your spirit. Stop everything you're doing and go within. Ask your spirit to calm you for a bit, and for a bit do nothing. Rather than force the door to life to open to you, step back and realise it opens inward. Doing nothing doesn't mean that nothing is being done. The universe will make any imbalance as soon as you stop making waves, okay? I feel there's definitely something to be said with that card. It's about, for me, taking just a step back and seeking introspection. Because I do feel that through the reading, there was a lot of worrying and nerves taking place. And there are offers and there are, you know, there are invitations and things that are being presented to Scorpio, okay? New job, new enterprises, that type of thing. But some of you guys are held back by fear, all right? Held back by fear that it's not going to work out for you. I feel that you need to just take a step back and just allow the universe just to infuse you with the right decisions that you need to make. There's definitely something inevitable that is taking place over the next 2 weeks, and you're not going to be able to stop it, all right? So just, for me, the card is really just saying, just go with the flow, okay? Instead of, you know, sitting and worrying and getting all anxious and fearful, just sit and go with the flow, because whatever is going to happen is meant to happen, and I do feel it will be for your highest good in the end. All right, that is your reading for the next 2 weeks, Scorpio. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like to order a personal reading with me, you can just click on the eye above. It's on the right or left, and it will send you through to a link, which links up to my website, and you can order a reading there. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.